It's the February show with Leigh from Simcoe Natural Foods, and got through January. Here we are. Things are going to
Yep.
start warming up in another month, but you've got a really cool Valentine's Day little recipe that us fellas could make pretty easy for the wife, couldn't we?
Oh yeah, for sure. If you've got a food processor, you're good to go.
What? I need a food processor.
Or a blender.
I thought you said it was easy. No. What are we making today?
So these are date and chia chocolate covered bites.
Oh, I love dates. So,
Yeah.
but there, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there like a multitude of different types of dates that you can use, or what are we using here today?
So this is a special kind of date called a medjool date.
A
So it's
medjool date?
a jewel date. Yeah.
Bejeweled date? Okay.
It's a larger, softer date than the baking dates that you have to soak. So you can see it just melts in your fingers. It has a pit inside that you have to take out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you guys have those?
Yes, we just
At
started carrying them.
Oh, I didn't know. At Simcoe Natural Foods. There you go.
They're getting very popular, and I thought, oh, I better do a recipe with those.
Before we go any further, talk to me about the health benefits of dates.
So the medjool dates are very high in fiber, so they help lower cholesterol. They contain lots of different antioxidants, so they help protect the heart. Certain antioxidants that help with brain protection as well.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're really high in potassium. So we know we all need a lot of potassium for heart function, muscle function. They also contain iron, calcium, magnesium. They're also high in copper and selenium. So that's like trace minerals that we don't always get a lot of in our diet as well.
So
Um,
how come they're not more mainstream, like with all the stuff they provide? I
um,
guess the taste is kind of unique too, isn't it?
yeah, like you can usually find them in a grocery store in maybe like a Mediterranean area with foods like that. And they're often sold with almonds. They've already blended up with almonds or coconut and stuff like that. But it's so easy to do it yourself at home because they're just so soft. Like they just turn into caramel basically, and they taste a lot like that too.
Yummy. So we've got our dates, and then we need our chia, I guess.
Yeah, so I've got the chia seed here. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of chia seed and a cup of dates packed into the cup. So maybe like 10 dates
Okay.
or so. And you have to take the seeds out, put them in the food processor, and then we're going to add a nut or a seed butter, 2 tablespoons. So I use 2 tablespoons of almond butter.
Okay.
So you could do pumpkin butter, peanut butter, whatever your favorite is, and a pinch of sea salt as
Yeah.
well. Because you're getting like, it's like salted caramel.
Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
just throwing it all into the food processor and letting her go for a minute, eh?
Yeah, it takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes. You want it to spin until it forms a ball like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize
All
that.
come together into
Yeah.
this ball. And then you take, a teaspoon or so and you roll it into a smaller ball like this.
Yeah.
And then you want to freeze it for 10 minutes just so it firms up a bit. Put a toothpick in it. And then I've got melted dark chocolate.
I wondered what was on the stove.
Yeah. And I put cacao butter in it because the cacao butter helps it be more smooth. And it also makes it firm when it dries and hardens on the balls. So
you're just dipping them in, and
yeah.
oh,
So
it sounds so good.
a cup of chocolate chips and 2 teaspoons of the raw cacao butter. I did it in a double boiler. And then when you've got it on the toothpick, then you just roll her in there and use a spatula, cover it in chocolate.
So how do you stop eating them? That would be my question.
Keep them in the freezer.
Yeah, because they look so delicious. Show me the
Yeah.
plate. You've got a few on the plate, don't you? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so after you cover them in chocolate, then you can put them in the freezer and it'll firm up.
Yeah.
But it stays firm at room temperature after that.
And chia seeds, what's the benefit there?
Oh, another super rich source of fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber, keeps you super regular, omega-3 fats, zinc, calcium, magnesium, like iron, tons of minerals in the chia seeds as well.
And you used an almond butter, you said?
I used almond butter, yeah.
Someday we're going to do a show because I am so confused with the variety now of different, you got different, it seems like there's something for everything with
Yeah,
butter related. And I
yep.
don't know which ones are like good for me at my age. And it's like, oh, so this one has this, but this one has this. But we'll do that another day. But the almond butter, talk about it, almond butter, talk about it today. What's its benefits?
So the almond butter, almonds are a little lower in fat than some of the other nuts that are out there. Like walnuts are very fatty. Almonds have a lighter flavor, so they're nice with desserts as well. And almonds are also really rich in calcium. Like they actually recommend people eat a small handful of almonds
Yep.
every to get your calcium levels up, prevent osteoporosis, stuff like that. So basically everything that's going into this recipe is rich in calcium and magnesium, zinc, and other trace minerals that you need to have healthy bone structure as well.
Now I'm going off our little skit here, but I mean, does almond milk do the same benefits as almond butter? Like, is
Well,
that something we should look at because again, you've got your oat milk, your almond milk now, and like there's such a variety in that area too.
I mean, it's processed and
Right.
they usually refortify it.
Okay.
So I don't know how much they heat it. I don't know. You
Sort
make
of
your
that
almond milk,
pasteurization.
yeah, and then they're putting the calcium back into it.
Okay. But the butter itself is
Yeah, it's whole.
okay. Good to know.
And this one is raw. So you can get raw or you can get roasted. But if it's raw, you have everything intact, right?
Oh, I
And
got way off track. Sorry. So for the Valentines,
another way you can eat the dates is you just take out the pit, open it up, and you can put the nut butter in it, fold it back over, and just eat it. It's a
for
great,
some reason, I keep thinking I want to sprinkle coconut on those with the chocolate. Is that okay?
yeah, anything like that. And it's a great fuel. Like you're gonna get a burst of energy
Yes.
from it, and you don't need to eat more than 2 dates.
And when you lose that energy, it doesn't bang all at once. It's a slow slide off, right? Where sugar, it's a drop.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a whole food and it's got all of its fiber in it. It's got all its fats intact. It's got vitamin E. Like it's so much better than a sugar-based treat for sure.
And yeah, the dates, I don't think we give them enough credit. Let's just say that. I think we need to be more aware of what we're eating when we're coming to dates. That's for sure.
I don't think everyone likes dates, but if you haven't had a medjool date, you haven't experienced the date world. Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day, and we're talking dating. No,
Yeah.
in a different form. This is
Yeah.
really cool, though. And I mean, like you said, how long does it take start to finish to make
Uh,
if you're going to whip these up?
yeah, maybe half an hour or so, because you do have that freezing time.
Yeah.
10 minutes before you put the chocolate on, and then maybe another 10 minutes for them to harden up. 5 or so minutes to blend everything together, and then you have to roll the balls out as
Yeah.
well.
It's kind of neat too, eh? Like you said. I mean, this is the kids and the husband. Everybody likes them, right?
Yeah,
In your family, I'm sure. Yeah.
not just for your sweetheart. You can share them with
You can
everyone.
share them out, folks. But
Yeah.
it's a quick little recipe, great for, like you said, this time of year with Valentine's Day. And
Yeah.
there's something to be said when you make it yourself and you give it out, right?
Yeah. And you can take the toothpick out, and it looks like a bonbon.
Yeah, it does. I never even
Good
thought of that. Yeah.
little package as well. And
But like you said earlier, we just want to be careful and not eat them all. Give Simcoe Natural Foods a plug, will you? Like, I mean, you guys do great work there, and you're always busy, and you're expanding a bit, obviously, if you've got those dates in.
oh yeah, we're always bringing in new things to try and see. If people are more than one person maybe mentions, do you have this or do you have that? We'll try and source it out, bring it in, and the same goes with supplements as well. So yeah, and we want to share ideas and tips on how to use those things too, because a lot of people come to us for that as well. I need to get off gluten. What kind of grains can I have? What kind of flours can I have? Or I'm trying to control my blood sugar. What kind of high fiber foods can I have? And so we'll help you with that.
It seems like that. I was going to say, it seems like that usually And it's funny going way back. Oh boy, I'm going to date myself. Almost 30 years starting to use Simcoe Natural Foods. It was that reason why we started, because we were trying to find products that would work well for our kids.
Yeah,
I think it's critical. You got to eat healthy, right? Like it's just so important that you know what you're putting into your body.
of course, definitely. I like the 80/20 rule. I mean, you gotta spend most of your time controlling what you're eating and enjoying healthy food. But you know, if you go out
Yeah.
for dinner and have some fun and enjoy something indulgent, that's okay too, just in moderation. So
It's,
that's
you always come up with something really cool. And I always love that Simple Natural Foods is part of, we get to do this cooking show and folks get to see it. And we were just talking off air. I just told somebody that you and I do this cooking show and they're like all interested and want us to send them the links so they can check us out. I hope they realize you carry the show and I'm just the I'm just the sidebar here. But thanks for doing this today, and I have a great Valentine's Day. I hope
yeah.
I hope you get the hubby something nice. I know you're going to make him something probably really good and delicious. So enjoy that moment. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Talk to you next month.